Hey, what is going on everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario, and today I'm going to be bringing you, yes, this is a tutorial, but this is more of a preparation tutorial as opposed to anything you're going to immediately gain out of this. This is specifically going to be for people who do not have a modified PlayStation TV, Vita TV, or PlayStation Vita. You are planning to mod it, but you are on firmware 3.69 or 3.70. Several weeks ago, The Flow ended up releasing a PSA on his GitHub account stating that there is a 3.70 jailbreak, is what he calls it, that is going to be coming out in the second half of May. Now this will be linked down below in the description because there is going to be at least one download you're going to need to get, but this is only going to be for 3.69 and 3.70 owners. So if you have a Vita on 3.68 or lower, or your Vita has already been modified, you do not need to worry about this, thankfully. But here, there's just a few steps that you have to take, and I'm going to be walking you through this. The first thing you need to know is this is going to be based on a PSP emulator escape exploit chain, meaning we need one PSP game. It could be either one you own, or it could be a free one that you download, which we are going to be getting at this point. So from here on out, let's go ahead, go back over to the Vita, and I'll show you all what you can do to prepare for this upcoming 3.70 exploit. Now, if you're on firmware 3.69, you need to update to firmware 3.70. If you're on 3.70 already, you're good. But for anybody on 3.69, you'll need to go over to your settings, and there's two methods of updating. First of all, if the latest firmware out is still 3.70, you can just do a simple system update. But if that is not available, or you want to take an alternative route, you can go to Network Settings, Internet Connection Settings, go down to your internet connection, Advanced Settings, and change the primary DNS to 212.47.229.76. Now, I cannot use this one because I'm actually on 3.65 and I am going to be updating this system for the sake of the tutorial. So I'm just going to get rid of that here. And I'm actually just going to use automatic. But those are the two options that you can do. So either way, once you're set up, you can go over to your system update and update to 3.70. Go ahead, let it download, let it restart, and apply the update. So this should take just a couple minutes. Now, once it has restarted and you're on 3.70, the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to add an account here. So you can either create a new PlayStation Network account or register a current account that you have. Now keep in mind that you can only activate one account on 3 systems at most at the same time, so I have an extra account I'm going to be doing this with. So all I need to do is go to your PlayStation Network, go down to System Activation, Game, and Activate. And there we go, we have activated our system. So again, we're on 3.70, we have a PlayStation Network account added, and it has been activated on this system. So now at this point, we can exit out, and the next step is going to be going to the PlayStation Store. Now the next step here is going to be to download any PSP or PSP mini game. You cannot do this with a PlayStation game or a PlayStation 1 classic game. It has to be a PSP or a PSP mini game, and it could be any type of game, whether it's a full game that you purchase or it could be a PSP demo, but as long as it is a PSP or PSP mini game. So there's a few games that are recommended. If you're in the UK region or the European region, you can get Ape Quest. If you're in the North American region, you can get Loco Roco Midnight Carnival. And if you're in the Japanese region, you can get Ys 7. Those are some free PSP demos that you can grab. If that's not specific to your region, you are going to have to find a free PSP demo or purchase a PSP game. What you can do is go to the search bar. I've already looked up Loco Roco, and for my example, here we go, the Loco Roco Midnight Carnival demo. So I'm just going to select this, download it, and here we go. I'm not going to post this. So at that point, you can now exit out of the store, go up here, and monitor your download. And as you can see, it's not taking me too long here, but just wait for your demo or your PSP game, whatever you are choosing, to finish up. Again, it has to be a PSP or PSP mini game. Doesn't matter if it's a full game or a demo, just as long as you have one of those two. Once it has installed successfully, make sure you can run it by opening it at least one time. And as you can see, the game is booting without any issues here. So we should be good to go at this point. Now from here, you can just exit out of your game, and you're good to go. So again, you should have a 3.70 activated system with one PSP game or PSP mini game on here. The next thing we can do is go over to our PC because we're going to need to download QCMA. Over on this same PSA, just go down and click on the 5th instruction here, which is to download and install QCMA, because we're going to be making a backup of this. From here, simply download which version you need. Because I'm on Windows, I'm going to get the Windows installer. Next up, just go through the process of installing QCMA on your machine and select Run QCMA. Now from here, you can pick which folders you want to use for everything. I'm just going to keep all of this default, and other can also stay default as well, and press OK on this. If you get an alert such as this, just go ahead and allow access, because we are going to want to transfer files between our network or through USB depending on how you are hooking up your Vita. I'm going to be hooking up my PlayStation TV through my network. Move over to your Vita, and with QCMA running in the background on your computer, open up the Content Manager and go down to Copy Content. Select PC. And from here, you'll probably need to register your PC, so go through those steps. On your PC, if done properly, you should get a pop-up good for 300 seconds, which will have a device pairing number right here, which you can enter. Just enter that number on your PS Vita. From here, your computer should be registered to your Vita, so you can press OK. Now from here, we want to make a backup of the game. So I'm going to go to Copy Content, PS TV System to PC. You might be on a Vita. Go down to Applications, and here you'll need to go to PSP Other, select your PSP game, hit Copy, and press OK. And at this point, it's now going to copy your downloaded PSP game over to your PC. And that's about it. Now you can go back, and it should be copied over. If you have enough storage on your PC, this is not too big on mine, you can even make a backup. It's not explicitly mentioned, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have a backup. So I'm also going to go through the process of going through the backup utility, and I'm just going to make a backup of this PlayStation TV, because again, I don't know if we're going to need it, but just in case, it certainly wouldn't hurt to have. But the most important thing from what I see is to back up that PSP game. And there we go. So I'm going to press OK. And again, I might have done overkill there, but I made a backup of the PSP game as well as a backup of my entire PlayStation TV. So you can just exit out of this. And now everything is done on your Vita at this point. So all you need to do is remain on 3.70. Do not remove your PlayStation Network account, do not deactivate this system, and do not delete the PSP game. Literally just sit and wait for the 3.70 exploit, and you should be good to go. Over on your PC, if you'd like to verify that your backup was successful, all you need to do is grab this path here for your applications and backups, copy it, navigate over to it somewhere on your PC, and look for P-Game. And right here, you should have the game itself. I know this is it. It's going to be encrypted and such in here, but it's 187 megabytes. So this is the PSP game which we have downloaded. And again, just make sure that this stays here. Do not move around or mess with any of these files. So that's it. Again, if you're on 3.70, all you need to do is wait. Make sure you don't mess with your backup, make sure you don't delete this PSP game, don't remove your PlayStation Network account, and do not deactivate the system that you would like to modify. Just sit here and wait, and there's not too much else I can recommend on this. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario, signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, a like would absolutely be appreciated. If you didn't like it, a dislike is fine as well too, but let me know if you followed along to this and what you are expecting and waiting for with this 3.70 new exploit chain from the flow. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario, signing off for real this time. Later, everyone.